my name is Ashley Blake, and I'm here with Santana Melvin, Marketing Director of L.I.F.E Schools, Uwezo Frazier, Educational Consultant for L.I.F E Schools, and Ted Lucas, the President of Slip and Slide and a board member for L.I.F E Schools.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Today we're going to be talking about Black Miami and all things Black Miami, what we've been experiencing, what we've been seeing, and what we need to see happen.
If you say, hey, I was born and raised in Miami, they look at you strange because most people aren't from here. But there's a cohort of us that have been here the entire time. And when you talk about the things that are taking place right now and the George Floyd incident and all the things that have been transpiring and all of the issues that COVID has exposed, you hear the national narrative, but you don't hear how it impacts us because we're different here. We have all sorts of nationalities and cultures, and we're a huge melting pot. And I think, some of the inequities, they're here too. And I think the biggest thing is segregation for us. We're a very segregated city, and people are usually in their own box and in their own area. So it's very good to see people downtown of all nationalities coming together for a common cause. And I think that's something that we should really work on as a community here.
Agreed. Well, my Black experience in Miami, again, I'm born and raised in Miami, from going to Parkway, North Carroll City Junior, Miami Lakes Middle, and the HML. I've seen every aspect of the city, even from being in school with all Black kids at one point, and then transferring out and going to a school where it was mixed kids there, and see how diverse that was, and almost how people pick sides. Even when me and Mr. Frazier in high school, we went to school together at HML, how all of us were together and all of them was together. So it was no really mixing of the two cultures, But now it seems to me that when I watch the protests now, all the cultures are mixed. I was in Wynwood watching the protests, and I seen more white people than I saw sometimes Black people out there protesting. So it's weird to see how diverse the city has gotten over the time. But I think Black Miami has been fighting for a voice for a long time in Miami.
Specifically in Miami Gardens, and we'll speak to Miami Gardens, was one of the top 10 largest Black cities in the country. We're segregated, but we need to work on being segregated and equal. We need to work on building businesses, building entities and leadership inside our own community, and we need to grow that. We need to focus on Black-owned entities and pitch those things and make sure we're putting quality products there for our community. So affecting us, I think it affected us that way. I will hope that it's not a trend or a fad here, and I hope it's something that we can really develop as a culture and as a group, as a people.
From County Line Road to Homestead, we all Miami, and we need to come together and make sure we help each other. And I think more can be done to impact Miami, to make a difference. All that marching, my grandmother marched. I think that's cool. I think they did a good job in marching. I understand that. But what's next? What are we doing besides marching up and down the street, yelling and screaming? That ain't enough to me. We need to do something that's going to impact the youth and make sure that they don't have to march. What are we doing to make that happen? So for me, I'm calling out some political people. I think they need to make a difference. I don't see nothing wrong with, they got Zoom, all mayors, all council members, everybody should get on a Zoom call and see what we're gonna do to impact Miami, to make sure Black lives in Miami really matter. I ain't talking about no Black Lives Matter movement, but the Black youth and impact the community here. What can we do to make a difference? So that's what bothers me about this whole thing right now.
That's one thing I always respected about you, the fact that you always brought it back to Miami, specifically Miami Gardens.
That's real.
And when we talk about what we should be doing, I guess when you talk about the movement and what your grandparents were doing, so even in the 60s, they had two layers. You had your Malcolm X and his radical layer, and then you got your Dr. King and his cerebral layer, and those entities push the culture forward.
Correct.
So it just can't be protests and riots.
No.
There has to be something behind it, and leadership.